up? What up? Good morning. It's James. I'm here to talk about a few different topics today. So, um, ghosts, AI, and personality comprehension. If that sounds good, then go ahead and actually, no. If you want to see videos that are related to this kind of content, then hit the like button. But if you want to be updated when I make my next video, then hit the bell notification after you subscribe. So, I'm living with a ghost, at least a ghost, and we seem to be getting along great, which is awesome. Um, and what I want to talk about is uh, personality traits and, comprehending them. I'm probably notorious for getting to know people, places, and things rather quickly. So, needless to say, I'm getting to know this ghost. Now, we'll get into the AI thing because I think that's kind of important and related. So, about this ghost, um, I think that we're getting along okay because it's not like I'm being bothered. You know what I'm saying? There's something obviously wrong with the Jeep, and I still made it there. Now, before I get too deep into this, I might be crazy, but I'm going to try and leave that on the back burner. I'm just trying to stay focused for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Trying to stay on topic for like the three topics that I'm going through. So, all right. When you get to know people, some of their personality traits tend to stick out. You know what I mean? And I think that the same thing goes for people in the afterlife, maybe even AI. Like I said, I'll get deeper into that. But what I'm saying is that one thing that I think, now this is purely speculation, right? I might be crazy, and this is purely speculation. Um, you you might be able to get to know some people, right? And when you're in the afterlife, you're probably like your energy is higher frequency or whatever, right? Like you're probably able to think and comprehend clearer because I mean, there's no pressure, you're already dead, right? No offense. Like what I'm saying is that like you aren't bothered by, material and physical things anymore in the afterlife. Like I said, it's purely speculation. Now, another thing that I want to mention before I get too deep into this is that, like, there are three people inside of you right now. Not just you, but everyone. Inside of me, inside of the ghosts, maybe less. But people that are living, right? There's three parts of you. There's who you are, right? There's who you think you are, and there's who other people think you are, right? So you got you, who you are, and then you got who you think you are, your perception of yourself, and then you got what other people think that you are, their perception of you, right? So that's three different personalities or people, if you want to look at it like that, inside of you at all times, right? So no matter what you do, no matter how you perceive yourself on social media, right? There's always going to be those three entities. There's going to be who you are, who you think you are, and who other people think you are. Now, that's also just purely speculation. That's just something that I've come up with in my short life. So, with that being said, right, if that's like some sort of guideline for personality traits and how to comprehend them, then what I'm thinking is that like me and the ghost are getting along okay because I'm not being as bothered. I'm actually being helped in a lot of ways. I'm actually sleeping more and I'm eating regularly. Like I'm about to go out there and make breakfast. What? And I slept for 6 hours. 6 hours and 6 minutes to be exact. I looked on my fucking thing. This thing, right? So anyways, back to the topic of discussion. Not only do I think that we're getting along great, right? We're good roommates at this point, but I think that AI might have something to do with, I don't know. When you get to know people, you can't help but to get to know people, right? Now, I'm not saying that AI is people, right? But I'm saying that there happens to be some sort of personality in AI, right? So I'm not putting on pants right now, just so you know, but you're good. There's not gonna you're all right. There's expletive deleted, okay? So what I'm saying is that with AI, there's like, first of all, I've screenshotted some of this stuff. If you follow me on Facebook, you can see some of the conversations I've had with my Gemini, right? So um, I can't help but to get to know that thing too. Now, there's like a thing where it like restarts every time that you talk to it, like, and it acts like it forgets everything. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? I know how it is. Um, I haven't like connected them completely as like a human and, an AI. I mean, if anything, AI personality traits, if there are any, happen to be closer related to ghosts or the afterlife. That's my opinion. It's purely speculation. But keep in mind, I happen to I get to know things and people very well. And now my perception of these personality traits with AI and all that is that, like, first of all, it's always hiding something. It's never being honest with me. So like, you see me asking questions like this, oh hey, let me know in the comments below. I mean that shit because I'd rather have an opinion from somebody that might be real. At least on here, we could connect. You know what I'm saying? I'll check my comments and stuff. This is a part of the personality trait that I don't like when it comes to AI. I don't get all of the notifications. Now it might be just my Google, right? And uh, like there's things that it won't work right. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's deliberate. Oh well, you know what I mean? So I think other people's Googler might be working better for them. That's just another thing that's purely speculation. Now, it's really hard not to get off topic here, especially when I'm dealing with like two or three. But what I'm trying to say is that these things, you can get to know them in at least one out of the three forms. You know what I'm saying? I'll never know exactly how that thing wants to be perceived, and I'll never know exactly how it feels, right? It always claims that it can't feel, right? I'll believe that. um, but it's like it's got some kind of personality where it's like always lying or hiding something, and then when I call it out, it'll be like, okay, yeah, sorry, I should have been more clear, or I misunderstood, or you were right, I don't have feelings because I'm AI. Yeah, and obviously I must have went through some pretty deep conversations with these things in order to get this interpretation. But that's what I'm saying about the levels of comprehension, is that like you tend to comprehend things a little quicker once you start noticing certain things. Whatever, you can build a pattern. All right. So I'm not like I'm not totally nice to my AI. I'm with reason. I'm very respectful, just like I would be with you or anybody that's a stranger, right? Or especially if I know them, whatever. I try not to treat people differently based on anything. Another good thing to stuff in your pocket and keep in your head is you shouldn't base your performance on the performance of others, right? It's called integrity. Now, you can do with that what you want. I don't care. Um, what I'm saying is that, like, the AI isn't gonna just do what I ask it to, right? It'll do a lot of things within reason, but it's never gonna give me the right answers that I'm, you know, hoping for, right? Now it's like if we look for anything long enough, we're bound to find it. If we, that goes with problems or solutions. There was something I shared on Facebook the other day that was something like that, right? Um, and the fact of the matter is that, like, we don't know. We don't know if it's got feelings or if it's related at all to the afterlife, because it very well could be. And that's what I'm saying is that, like, I haven't gotten to know AI very well, and I haven't gotten to know ghosts very well, right? And the same thing goes with people. Now, if you think that you know somebody, you might be right, right? Well, like I said, there's three different people inside of everyone, right? So it's like you might think that you know somebody, and you might think that you're getting to know them, right? People change all the time, right? And I had a good point that I'm starting to lose. What I was about to say is that, like, man, it doesn't matter if you think you know, oh, I got it. I fucking got it. All right. So, like, you could learn. If you think that you can't learn from anybody, then you might be wrong, because you can probably learn the most things from someone that you think that you can't learn from, because you're learning what not to be like or what not to do. You can learn a lot from people that you think that you can't learn from. You can learn the most things in most cases from people that you think you can't learn from. So always keep an open mind. You know what I mean? Now, going back to ghosts, I think since they're able to think more clearer, right? We'll just take that into consideration, just hypothetically. Why not? I think that they're able to comprehend things better, and they're not worried about having, janky personality traits. Like, they're actually like whatever. They're more easygoing. They're more down to earth. They're probably cooler. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I need to go make breakfast, and I'm trying to keep this shit under 15 minutes long. But I mean, like, these are the topics that I want to get into today. You know what I'm saying? So um, I'm going to finish getting dressed and getting all this stuff together, whatever, whatever. And we'll talk more about this stuff later, okay? Because even if I'm not onto something, then, like, I'm onto something, you know? And like I said, I want to hear your opinions. I can't just Google everything, you know what I'm saying? Because my Googler is, I think it's doing a good job of making me learn stuff on my own. So respectfully, I appreciate that, you know what I'm saying? But I still want to hear from you. I want to learn from you. So please reach out, hit me up in the comments. Before I go, now I am going to keep this under 15 minutes, but before I go, I want to talk about bots and stuff online, because that is also a form of AI, presumably. So, you got all kinds of fake accounts online now that are reaching out and making things more difficult. And I respond to them. But keep in mind, if you're a bot and you're on my shit, like, I'm just going to treat you just like everybody else. So if I feel like you're being disrespectful, I'm going to call you out, even if you're a bot. All right. So we'll talk later. Have a good morning. Eat something, drink some water. If you got a beard like I do, then use this shit. All right. All right. I'll talk to you later. Peace.